Welcome back to another episode of Toxic Blonde, guys. I am your host, Marley. Thank you for joining us for another episode here. If you are tuning in for the first time, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're not a Patreon member, head on over and get on it.
It's for the free.
Okay. Well, not for the free. For the free. But yeah. So tonight I do want to welcome my co-host with me.
Me.
That's you.
Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? It's Tim, and I'm back again.
And
it's Jenny. I'm here. I'm back.
Alright, and if you are tuning in, this is our first episode. If you didn't catch our live, wow, what were you doing? But it was a Thursday, alright? It was a Thursday. We didn't throw you off schedule.
I didn't.
Alright? We joined in when we were supposed to be there. Alright? So where was you? Okay. So our first episode for the season, we are going to be discussing, a little bit more grown up conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
This episode is called The Black Savior. And I know we've heard of the white complex savior before, and this is, in a way, pretty similar, but more in depth as far as the black household. Okay? All right. That's the episode, right? But before we start, we're going to start with a little drink first. And we're going to talk about our week. All right?
Don't
let's
turn to me.
Let's let it out.
Just start off.
I'm gonna take my first sip. All right.
I'm gonna look this way. I'm gonna look off camera.
It's okay. You gonna want that drink.
It's there for me. I'm gonna wait since you dropped the topic. I'm gonna wait till we're a little further in it in case I need it more.
All right. But I'll start off with my week. It was a great productive week. I be on the go a lot, and at some point I'ma slow down, right? Not yet, but I'ma slow down. But it was a productive week overall. I got a lot done, did my little reflections, and here we are.
Oh,
Right?
it's a little reflection.
Just a little reflection,
reflections.
because I don't need just 10 minutes of meditation for me, because I gotta be places. I be running late.
On that one.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how was your week?
My week was eventful.
Oh yeah.
There were some challenges. I'm speaking more positive, but there were challenges, but I made it through them.
Yes.
So,
Affirmed.
yes.
Yeah, right?
I like
yes. My week was also eventful. But honestly, I stayed pretty productive. My child had a doctor's appointment. Found out she's gonna be really tall. I was like, oh, that's kind of obvious, but cool.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing that with me. Yeah, my week was a week, and it's still going.
Exactly.
We getting there. All right. Just push through. All right. So, like I said, tonight's episode is the Black Savior, and
Okay, now see.
I want to open up the floor with the first question. All right. So I want you guys to kind of think. So when we think of a Black Savior, what is it that comes to mind, and how do we see that in our community? Who wants to open the floor?
You're presenting the topic. I think you should.
Oh
open
yeah,
it.
just want me to open.
I
up
think
the
you
floor?
should open
Okay.
the floor. Right out the gate, because you're coming out the gate with the questions. I think it's time for you.
Okay. So I know by definition, I'll give you guys the actual definition
Yes, please
of
do.
a savior.
I love a definition.
I know we nerds, we like to know.
Give me the exact so
Right,
that I
what
can
does that
abstract
mean?
examples from it. I need to know.
So
That's kinda
by
my thing.
definition, a savior is a person who saves someone or something from danger and who is regarded and who was regarded with the veneration of a religious figure. So veneration, if you don't know, is someone with like great respect, right?
Okay.
So when we associate a savior or a black figure to become our savior, it's like we pretty much crown them like damn near God, right? And so I know what the definition is, but when I look within the black community, when I see a black savior, I think there's still that white savior complex, right? So we still kind of like
underlyingly see it?
Yeah, so it's like an underlying thing where it's like, I'm gonna place this person next to the person who is close enough to a savior. So
Okay.
that's how I see it. And for me, I think it's been very detrimental to our community because we don't use that accountability word, right? So that's my little thing.
Well, Jenny, you're also new, so why don't you just go right on it?
You know what? I think it's your time to shine.
The
Yeah.
lighting is great. Girl, step on now. Come into the room.
So I think that this is the first time I've really thought about a black savior in the communities. And I'm trying to place a face with the title because I'm like, who is our black savior? Like,
we got, what's his name? Reverend Jesse Jackson.
okay.
We hold Al Sharpton pretty high up there.
Okay.
What about Denzel? Denzel's good for the people. People love Denzel Washington.
No, I'm very low key. I'm like,
Not Denzel.
Oprah,
But
should be classified as
Oprah, like people of high power or figure
Okay.
who comes to that,
Okay.
closeness.
Okay. So I would say for that, we tend to make people like these gods, so to speak, forgetting that they are people despite the limelight that they're in. So when they mess up and we hold them to a high regard, we're like, oh my, I can't believe that you did this. I can't believe they're not happy in their marriage. I can't believe. And so we have to remember that there is no black savior on this earth. Technically, you are your own savior if you really think about it in a way that you have to learn how to save yourself in situations. So Oprah's not gonna come knocking at your door. I don't mean to step on your toes.
Honestly, real quick, just to kind of, you said that.
Myself?
But
It's very ghetto.
remember when we had our first black president? Remember how that was supposed to save us all?
That's
Yes.
what I was thinking about,
Yes.
honestly. That's
So-
really what I was thinking about.
So to my next question, pretty much, where do you think that comes from?
Well, first of all, before you try to skip me,
I didn't want to, but like,
first of all,
you kind of threw me.
well, all I said was, I was thinking about, Barack Obama as well. You didn't have to just, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Took
here.
it off, because he...
I showed up on time and everything. Yeah. No, I think I agree with what you both have said, especially about having to save your own self. It sounds ghetto, but it's really not that bad. It's not. It's important for you to do it. But I feel like like you said, we have a lot of people that we place in the community. When I think of like black savior and like in terms of white people, what did you say? What is it?
White savior complex.
White savior complex. Sorry. Sorry. I think of like Bill Cosby. I think of like you said, Barack Obama. I think of like a Maya Angelou, like those kind of. I think there's a. I know we're talking about it being like detrimental to the community, but also that there are some black saviors that actually were out here doing like we're actually saving. But yeah, my answers would definitely be Barack Obama, like those along the lines of those kind of people, because you put all your faith in them. You think that they're gonna do something because you're black and I'm black too, and I'm supposed to, that's just supposed to make everything perfectly fine. It's supposed to be seamless, but it doesn't always happen like that. So I think it's been having a chokehold on our community for a long time. Yeah.
So where do you think it comes from?
I think it's. So you said, what is it again? White savior. White savior. I'm just joking. White savior. No, white savior complex. I think if you really want to go all the way back in terms of like things having a really grip on how we think about things. So I think it starts from slavery. I think it starts from not having gotten out of that, and now our generations before us, our ancestors, not having ever undone that learning, that way of thinking that somebody, those are the people that are gonna, like, obviously we saved each other amongst ourselves. Look at what Sojourner Truth, Sojourner Truth.
Oh, like, who lost their tooth? Please.
Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I think that it's kind of like split in the community. I think that there are some people that know that they have to save themselves. They don't rely on them. They can respect and they can look at somebody and say, you know, I really think that, you know, you're great and I love you as a Black person. I love what you're doing. You're representing for us, but you're not my savior. And then I think there's some people that really hold on to that because maybe they don't have something to hold on to. They don't have somewhere to look with them, maybe families or friends that they would consider. I don't think it has to be like it shouldn't be a savior thing. It should really just be like admiration and respect, like a mentorship of, if anything.
Right.
But I do feel like it stems from that frame of mind, and our generation's not having been able to break that. And then accountability, and then, you know, spiraling into other things.
I agree. And I feel like people need a savior because they feel that they're helpless in a lot of situations. And because you feel like you're helpless, you automatically think somebody has to come save you. And that's when we have to realize that we're more powerful than we think we are. And we are here not only to save ourselves, but also to pave the way for others to be saved. They give that exampleship, like you said, they like that, okay, I look at that, but for them to lead your whole life, they have not walked a day in your shoes to really know. They can give you that motivation, they can give you that influence, but they're not able to save you.
Very true. And I think one of the things that I hate about the history that we have been taught in regards to being saved and all these things, I think we've gotten so brainwashed to thinking that these are the people that we need to look up to. You know what I mean? Like, if we're taking it back, and I saw a post that was like, we tend to focus on Black history starting as slavery rather than it being white history, because that's not our history. Like, that's just something that we fell into because of these people. So I think knowing more so about self and understanding that we can, you know, do the things that we are looking to people to get done is what I mean by it's detrimental, because we have so much admiration and so much hope for these people when we place them in these lights that it's so hard to get a grip on they're still human. Like, that is the one thing that I think that complex has started a way of dismissing us, you know, like we're so focused on, oh, we're just gonna be getting help from this person as soon as we get here and whatever, but it's like, but we could just do it ourselves. Like, we've done it ourselves already, you know what I mean? So the thing that I want to ask is, what do you feel is what is the underlying situation when we have people who fall short? Like, we protect them rather than the people who are actually doing right by us and not giving them that respect. So what is it about us holding on to this complex that we are blinded, pretty much?
I think, like we said, there's a split of people. Like, I don't think we're supposed to do anything to the people that can't fall in line, and not fall in line, but that can't.
Fall in line.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, so to speak, that can't really get a grip or a hold on seeing that person or seeing that savior-like person as just a regular person, just as themselves. And I feel like for the people that are able to acknowledge it, if I come across you, like, because it's happening, and if you think about, like, ripple effects of things and thought processes and how it's shared amongst my friends, if I'm like, yo, if I'm a person that's just like, I'm just going to take accountability and move forward or do whatever, hopefully my friend receives that, or I'm already attracting people that are like that. And I feel like there's there's greatness in numbers. So if I'm getting with a group of people, like, in short, like, I don't think there's anything I can do about the people that don't want to release that complex. I think, like to go just a little back when you were saying that you feel like slavery is not our history, and it's like, it's not our history, but to me, it is. Like, I can't undo that for the same reason what you're saying. That's why it is my history to me. I can't undo that. Like, and I did fall into that. I'm like, oh,
that's not where it started.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not where it started.
But I feel like being able to acknowledge that, know that we process through that and use that as a plus, like, that's me gaining the ability to know that I'm my own savior. And hopefully spreading that message, hopefully sending that energy will allow people to come through that. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't be in that mindset, and I can't do anything. I'm gonna teach, I'm gonna try to provide information and share, but I can't do anything about that, because if I stay stagnant for you, what about moving forward? Like, what about how am I gonna teach the people behind us if you still stuck? I can't.
So are we really holding everyone accountable when they mess up?
I can't do anything about I as an individual, I can't speak about a collective. I feel like overall, no. But, yeah.
I do believe that I've fallen into that trap of Black Savior. Cosby, I watched the Cosby Show from, as many, I could still remember seasons playing in my head. And then when the whole situation came up, a part of me had to say, you don't know what he's done behind closed doors. And I'm not saying, a part of me was like, he didn't have to do that. But then another part of me was like, Jennifer, you weren't there. So it's not to demean his character and things like that, but we have to correct that within ourselves when going forward. And remember, the images that we see are the images that are put out there. It's not who we really see on a daily basis. And it's not to put someone under, like when, oh my goodness, his name slipped my mind, from Black Panther, the one that just passed away.
Oh, Chadwick Boseman.
Who would have known he was sick?
Right.
Because he's showing himself out there smiling and laughing, and then come to find out he had an illness, and it was just kind of like shocking. So we have to remember, people only show us what they want us to see. So you're glorifying, in a sense, the line of what they've shown you, the light of what they've shown you, but you don't know what they've done in their secret places, so to speak, or those dark spaces.
Right. And that's true, because that's where we have to make that separation. If we go back to, the episode where we talk about separating the art from the artist, right? Just because we have this person in the limelight who's given us this amazing piece of work, we also have to acknowledge that they are another person. So we can't,
like, if I'm doing stuff, what makes you think that they're not doing stuff?
Exactly.
Right, like, we can't hold on to them being so pure. Like, I think a lot of celebrities are stepping forward now where it's like, I'm not that. And you know who I think I've idolized from jump? Not idolized, but like I've admired from jump, is Cardi, because Cardi has given us every piece of her in pure form, right? Where she's like, I'm nobody's role model. Like, I'm not the parent to your kids. You don't have to consume, you don't have to take in these people and make them bigger than they are. Because at the end of the day, they bleed like you bleed, right? So I think as a collective, I agree that we're not holding everyone accountable, and we're not, doing what we need to do. But I think we are coming to terms where we have no choice. We have no choice, because we're literally being asked to compromise morale, and we're being asked to compromise a lot of, things that we now understand are wrong, because we're now getting down to the root of things. But my final question for you ladies, do you think that it is going to come to a point where we all do get on one accord? As far as just, if, that person is really helping us, let's get on it, and not really bicker about it? Or, because I think what we tend to do sometimes is, if that person is not our favorite person, we'll kind of dismiss them. So, and then later down the line, that person was the it person. All right, so do you guys think that we as a collective are going to be able to get on one accord?
No. And I think you have to be okay with that in order to know. Like R. Kelly is a prime example. We are not. There's no. It's not possible. It's not possible. So you move in. I'm sorry. Like I'm a big like. All right, you. I tell people this all the time. If somebody is showing you who they are, believe them. So there's just. It's just kind of like. If you're still in the mindset of thinking that somebody's going to come and save you, I'm not saying you can't have admiration for people, respect for people, even want somebody as a mentor so you can be in alignment with them. But you gotta be able to know that like it's not happening. There's nobody that's going to magically take care of your problems for you. So I don't think we're gonna be able to be all in the same accordance as a collective. I don't. But the other side of that is I can't spend time dwelling. Dwelling is a sickness. I can't. What am I going to do? I'm going to move with people that are like-minded with me, and just have to move forward. And it doesn't mean I don't wish those people well. It doesn't mean, and maybe they could think that I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. It doesn't all have to be how I'm seeing people. It's like it's perception.
Right.
And so for that, I won't with you.
So
Falling by the wayside.
No, it's just
let them fall.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried to help you a few times. If I've tried to help you, or if we,
yes,
and you said,
yes,
what's
it called? I agree. Unfortunately, no, because there's always, and we have so many views, so many thoughts towards situations, towards people. It is hard for us to get on one accord with the same thing in the same direction, which makes us beautiful as people, you know. But sometimes we get so focused on trying to help somebody. Like you said, you have to want to be helped. You can encourage someone, like, you need to go to the hospital, I think something's wrong, and they will tell you, no, I'm good, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But you can see within yourself you need help. But it's nothing to them if they're not trying to help themselves. And we also have to be mindful. We haven't walked the same path. I haven't walked the same path as you. You haven't walked the same path as each other. So we have to be mindful that what might work for me in a similar situation might not work for you. And not put ourselves, because this is to me, like, not put myself on this judgment of see that we don't even look inside of ourselves. Because technically, if we want to say who's the savior, we are our own saviors, and we're the saviors for everyone else. So I'm an example, and she's an example, and we're all examples for future reference. So definitely, we won't be able to get on one accord, but we can save ourselves.
That is a very strong point, because that brings me to, like, just kind of, when you think about it, yes, we are all our own saviors, and we all are also responsible for bringing others to the forefront and bringing others with us. So individually, yes, we are all our own saviors, but obviously we have people who are going to be the leaders, the people, you know, people who, when you say fall in line, when I think of fall in line, I think of everyone taking position, right? I think of, not even in an army way, but like in a strategic way where it's like everyone plays their role, and
your strong suits.
We're going to get to one goal, like when I think one accord, the issues that are in the Black community need to be resolved by us, by us. And it's like we constantly go out and we try to find other people to kind of fix us, and it's like we can't fix us. We can't fix us if we're letting other forces in, and that's where I think that's where I think that we need to fall in line, where we're all not focused on what the role is. It's just a matter of, okay, that's fine, I can do that, and I can do that, and I can do that, and we just know that this is what the bigger picture is, and that is where we want to be. And that's that's gonna take a while.
That's the goal.
It's gonna take a while, but I think that it is very much so.
That's the goal, possible. But I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying yes, the group of people who want to be on the same accord will be on the same accord. And that's the goal. You want everybody, and to me, I mean, it can be everybody. I'm gonna send that energy out there, but realistically, like if somebody, how you gonna get on board with somebody who's okay with R. Kelly? All right.
So, yeah, I do agree. Like, you know, there are some people that I'm just like, I don't know.
It's
if that's
just,
gonna work.
and you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'm not shaming you. I'm just gonna remove myself.
Exactly.
Right.
No judgment.
That's
I'm
cool.
just, I don't agree
Oh.
with that type of lifestyle. And that's fine.
Like,
It's not for me.
okay.
I didn't order that. But if you
I didn't order that.
but you do what you want to do, you know, definitely. But I do
I'm gonna
agree.
use that. I did
We
not order
should
that.
stop looking for
Is
people to save our communities. If we have a vision, we should step forward and implement it ourselves.
Yes.
Period. All right.
Mhm.
See, that wasn't as bad as y'all thought.
My life is almost
Right?
done. So it,
I held through. But yes, thank you guys again for joining us for another episode of Talks with Wine. Again, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, tell them grab a glass, you know. And if you don't got time, listen to us in your Spotify, your iTunes, your Google
on
Podcast.
the go.
On the go. And if you know, if you want all the exclusives, find us on Patreon. All right? All right, thank you guys again. Have a good night.
I'll pose like a boomerang.